Alright. Davis versus Albright. Now, this fight, how it transpired, it kind of makes sense on the side of Albright, but on the side of Davis, none of this shit makes sense. Because with Albright, okay, he gets jumped by the Davis brothers, and he lost before when a lot of people felt like, well, no, he definitely lost that fight. He definitely lost that last Davis fight. But he got jumped by the Davis brothers, and he beat Keon Davis. And now it's like Keyshawn Davis is coming back to revenge his brother. But on the side of Keyshawn Davis, we saw a huge build-up to the Jermaine Ortiz fight, where he's going to Bill Haney. They're making deals where, okay, if I knock this dude out, I'm coming for Devin Haney. That fight falls off. He's trying to get at Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez gets hurt badly in a Shakur fight. That fight falls off. And then we have, who else? He literally called out the entire weight class at 140. I don't think he wanted smoke with Elwin De Los Santos. That's the one person he didn't call out when he should have. But he called out the entire class. Called out Richardson Hitchens. Made a whole bunch of videos going to Debo's block and whatnot. And for him to call out all of these champions, even champions at 147, if I remember correctly, to drop all of that, fight Nahir Albright, is a huge letdown when you put our expectations all the way up here and then you drop it all the way down here. It kind of sucks. But if we're going to judge this fight not on my opinion of like how this fight should have went, but more on my opinion of how this fight is going to go, because this fight should have never fucking happened. But it is what it is, because who cares? Stop complaining. This is what we have. Keyshawn versus Albright. Everybody get excited, because it's still going to be an entertaining fight of Keyshawn just knocking the head off of Albright like he did in the last fight. Nothing's going to be different. I don't know what people think is changing. Yes, he had a phenomenal fight with Frank Martin, but Frank Martin beat the lights out of this man. And you can say he had a few moments of knocking Frank Martin around, getting him wobble. But overall, Frank Martin beat the living hell out of this man. Literally. And then he goes and gets, yes, he beat Keon, but the Davis brother already got their get back. But that's being a little exaggeration. That was an unfair battle. But I guess there's a good story to the buildup of this headlining fight, if it is a headlining. It could be, I heard about Ray Ford going against O'Sheik Foster. It could be alongside there, even though they're not PBC fighters, I don't think, but it could be alongside those guys. Overall, there's not much to say other than the storyline of this fight, because Keyshawn Davis absolutely whooped this dude, and he's only gotten better since that fight. Therefore, he's going to do the exact same thing that he did to Nahir Albright in the first fight. Is going to, the only difference that can happen is a knockout. But I'm going to go back and start to talk about who Keyshawn Davis should have fought. He should have fought Richardson Hitchens. There's no reason for Keyshawn Davis to do anything other than a title fight. Yes, I understand that he only has 14 fights at the moment. But the way that his career has been happening is where in 13 fights he goes against Barichek, gets a 135 world championship title. Therefore, he shouldn't be fighting guys that's not an interim or a champion, or since nowadays a regular or a super. Nowadays, he should only be fighting guys for titles right now. Maybe Albright has one. I feel as if he lost to Frank Martin, or it was a tie. Either way, He needs to be fighting for world championship titles. But that's kind of where it ends. There's nothing really significant about this fight. I know that a lot of people might be hyped up about Keyshawn Davis coming back, but it's just not meeting the standards. It kind of sucks because there's becoming this current in boxing, this entire wave being pushed through boxing of Bidabiev versus who gives a fuck. Bivol, he's coming back when he could have fought Bidabiev versus whoever the fuck. Oh, Usyk, Alexander Usyk, the biggest world champion, is coming back against a dude not even in the sport of boxing. This is like, we had this wave of boxing's turning up. It's turning up, and then somewhere in between, everything crashed. Therefore, there's nothing else to say.